So imagine, if you will, being up in the mountains of northern New Mexico, left the heat of Texas, got the windows down, trying to enjoy the view, 75-degree temperatures, and all you hear is this. And you hear it the whole trip. I mean, at least when you had the windows down, you're off in the trails, it's nice out, it was 100 degrees in Texas, it's 75 in New Mexico during the day, you want to have the windows down and enjoy it. But you got this, I mean, you heard it. So let me make this quick because it went on for weeks before I left for this trip trying to find this part. Well, ARB sells a kit, this kit here. And you can see it has the bearing, 2 springs in it, I forgot the name of those, and 2 O-rings. One for each side of the bearing. Okay, it's for one shock, it's not for both, of course. So after doing all this research, and you saw the part number in there, big long ARB part number. All you really need, if you have this squeak and you're looking, is FK Bearing Company makes the bearing. There's other companies that make the same one, but it's basically a COM12T. COM12T, all no spaces, no nothing. COM12T, that's all you need. They're plentiful. There's a COM10T, a 12, and an 18, I believe. Don't quote me on those numbers, but definitely the 12. So I found this guy here local at Smith Performance. Aaron is his name. He's the owner. Great shop. He's in Carrollton, Texas, just outside of Dallas. I highly recommend you go to this guy. He's been racing off-road almost his entire life. He has this shop. He loves it. He knows quite a bit about all this stuff, and he had mentioned to me that, yeah, I got tons of those bearings. Just bring it in here. We'll knock it out. It took him an hour and a half to do both shocks. I mean, bam. Once he had the truck on the lift, it was lickety-split. I mean, I filmed him some, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But highly recommend you guys go by him. Go by there and use him if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Good guy, good guy. So got that fixed. It's not squeaking anymore. Very, very happy. So the rubber O-ring I did not even put back because he said that's part of the problem because it's designed to keep the dust out, but dust and dirt is going to get in at some point. And once it's in, that O-ring is now keeping it in. Because I'll go in and, of course, after these trail runs, I'm going to go to a power sprayer and spray up all underneath there. And then there's a ring of Teflon in there. And I've seen, because all the research I did, I've seen some where the Teflon actually starts coming out like cartilage in between your bones. It starts easing its way out. And if not that, all that dirt that's in there is just sitting in there grinding. It's just grinding away until that Teflon grinds away. Now you got metal on metal, hence the squeaking. So I'm trying it without the O-ring in there. Of course, I won't know for a while. I've got almost 100,000 miles on that truck. I put those shocks on at about, I'd have to look it up, but I'd say those shocks probably have minimum 40, if not 50 or more, 1,000 miles. So they've done good in that aspect. Only one is squeaking, but I went ahead and replaced 2. So there you go. Here's what we had to do to replace it. So I was telling you about the O-rings, and you'll see here in just a second as we start taking it apart. Obviously there's dirt trapped in here because you just see it fall out onto the table here. So the O-rings are not doing their job and stuff is just falling out. So that's all the stuff that's in there just grinding away. So he's going to continue taking it apart. And you see all the dirt in there. There's the O-ring that you can pretty much leave out, and look at all the grit in there. I mean, there's no keeping it out, but I mean, at least maybe you could get it out of there with a high spray. I don't know. I just got to try it. And then there's a retaining ring that he's taken out, which are reusable, in case you're wondering. And you can see what good a shape the O-rings are in. So if we wanted to put those back, we could have done that as well. Easy enough. Oh, I see. That Teflon wears out in there.
Yeah,
and then it's
metal on metal, and then
that's
you get all your noise.
Okay. All right, so now that's it. And we're gonna do the other side. And I'm not gonna show you that because it's just a repeat. Hopefully the squeak is gone. I wish we could test it now. I'd love to hear it not move and not squeak.